in the right place at the right time. So we're supposed to be. We're in the right place at the right time. We're just where we're supposed to be. We're in the right place at the right time. We're just where we're supposed to be. We're in the right place at the right time. Just where we're supposed to be. Oh, our souls are welcome here. Oh, our souls are welcome here. We are getting the message loud and clear. Our souls are welcome here. My soul is welcome here. My soul is welcome here. My soul is welcome here. Your soul is welcome here. Our souls are 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 welcome here.
Love that energy. Thank you, Kathy. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, percussionists throughout the room.
Thanks for that harmony, Ann.
Oh, pleasure. So now we're going to take a moment to sort of move into, there couldn't be a more sacred space than the one we're in now. So we're going to stay in this sacred space as we repeat our affirmation of truth that we say in unity. So say it with me. We all know it. There is one power and one presence in the universe and in my life. God, the good, omniscience. And so now I'll read the daily word for today, which is free. And the affirmation is, living from my divine nature frees me. The Bible verse is from Acts chapter 17, verse 28. In him we live and move and have our being. Sometimes I greater truth is that I am free and unlimited in spirit. Alive in God, I am free to express all the love, wisdom, and strength of the divine as only I can. What joy and liberation it is to know that nothing can separate me from my true spiritual nature. If I believe any circumstance in my life or any of my past actions obstruct or delay my spiritual progress, I now release that belief. Embracing and living from the divine presence, the Christ within me, I claim freedom from all limitations. Again, the affirmation, living from my divine nature frees me. So now Kathy will play us into meditation, which Marcia will lead, and Kathy will play us out of.
This is the breathing chant of words by Thich Nhat Hanh that I put to music, and feel free to sing along if you know it. If you don't, you probably will shortly. Breathing in, I calm my body. Breathing out, I smile. Being in the present moment, I know this is a wonderful moment. Breathing in, I calm my body. Breathing out, I smile. Being in the present moment, I know this
Are you in this wonderful moment right now? I invite you to just sink into this present wonderful moment as you breathe in and breathe out and smile. Feel yourself right now melting into this most precious moment. Feel yourself pausing from the busyness and the concerns of the world and allowing your full attention to move down into your heart space. Feel yourself move gently with each breath, in and out, allowing your full attention and focus to be embraced in your heart center right now, your sacred heart, your aware, spiritual heart opens now to the beauty and the tranquility and the peace and the serenity and the quiet of this most precious moment. Breathing in and breathing out, just smile with your heart right now. Nowhere to go and nothing to do right now, but to enjoy this peaceful pause in gratitude and appreciation for the beauty of this most precious moment. The only moment there is right this moment now. So allow yourself to dissolve all worries and concerns, any stress or tension. Allow yourself this most exquisite moment to simply let go of everything. Right now, the most important thing is right now. Breathing in, calm your body, mind, and spirit. Breathing out, calm your body, mind, and spirit. Breathing in and breathing out, just smile. Allow all of the muscles in your face and your jaw to create a beautiful smile of knowing that we are one with infinite life right here, right now. We don't have to do anything or prove anything right this moment other than giving thanks and appreciation for this present moment. Breathing in I calm my body. Breathing out. I smile. Breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, I calm my body, breathing out, I smile, being in the present moment, I know this is a wonderful moment. Being in the present moment, I know this is a wonderful moment. Breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. We could go home now if you want. Wow. Oh, wow. I feel like I've been in the sauna and just had the most exquisite, massage. And wow, doesn't it feel that way? Well, the energy in this room and the energy in you and me. And wow, I don't know if I can do this morning. Oh, I'm so glad to be back here. Feel like I'm back home. I'm back home. So someday, after mastering the winds, the waves, and the tide and gravity, we shall harness for God the energies of love, and then for the second time in the history of the world, humankind will have discovered fire. And those are the words of Teilhard de Chardin, the Jesuit priest, the French philosopher, the evolutionist. I love saying his name. It's like probably the only thing I say French, Teilhard de Chardin, and he conceived of this idea of the omega point, the maximum level of human consciousness toward which he believed that the universe is evolving. What was Teilhard speaking of? This fire that he was speaking of. So fire has always fascinated us. It's been one of the most powerful metaphors for me in my life, because
I'm an Aries, a fire sign. How many fire signs in the room? Two, Phyllis and I. So fire. And our ancient ancestors believed that the essential energy forces on the earth, fire, water, air, earth, sustain and maintain our planet, maintain and sustain our bodies. We are one with Mother. Fire, water, air, and earth. They were revered and worshiped and feared. Hurricanes, tornadoes, floods, volcanoes, earthquakes, tsunamis, wildfires. The elements were seen as a vital component of the human body. And the maintenance of our physical and psychological health was a matter of keeping them in balance. Just as a balance is needed in the outside world, global warming, a balance is needed within. As within, so without. As above, so below. I love, again, Annie, I got to put a plug in for Qigong. That's what really Qigong is all about. It's balancing the energies of the outer and the within. There's no difference. It's all one. And it appears that our world is a little bit out of balance. What would you say right now? What if nature is simply out picturing an outer turmoil that matches our own inner turmoil? Earthquakes in Haiti, volcanic eruptions. There have been 68 eruptions in just this year, 2021, worldwide. I don't know about you, but I've had a couple of earthquakes myself and volcano eruptions. Fires in the West, tornadoes, hurricanes, COVID. Yeah. So which came first, the inner or the outer expression? Well, I believe that we're all going through a major process on the planet. I know you all are with me on that because you're sitting here in unity today. But it really, we are going through a huge process. How do we deal with the changes? We have all been trying to figure that out. How do we deal with the inner turmoil and the disease within and without? So I'm sure you all heard of the phoenix. You've heard of the phoenix, the mystical half eagle, half pheasant bird. It's a myth in Central America and Eastern Europe. And the myth goes that the phoenix sets itself on fire every 100 years. And then it rises from the ashes, rejuvenated and regenerated from the ashes in 3 days. Sound like a story we might have heard before, symbolizing resurrection and immortality. The events in our world that are taking place today could be viewed as a collective phoenix. And cleansing. So what is going on in the collective soul of who we are on the planet? What's going on, you guys? What's going on here, I think, for us spiritually? What's going on? The East has always looked at incense, and it's believed to offer purification against evil spirits. I think, again, we're unity. We probably all have incense someplace in our house. And also the smoke of the incense carries the prayers symbolically to heaven, to higher consciousness. You know? And our Native American culture, we have smudging. And again, I bet everybody in here is a smudge little stick, you know, smudgy. So, and that has the idea of allowing the smoke from the burning sage leaves and sweetgrass to offer purification, symbolic of purification. And of course, candles. I don't know about you, but I light a candle in almost every room sometime during the day. And it helps me remember my own light and the light that surrounds me all the time and the light within. And I believe that we carry this light. It's always ignited. Each of us has an internal and eternal flame. The flame of the divine that is the keeper of our life force, the very core of our being, the flame that never is extinguished. Like the earth has at its core molten rock, we have at our core a fire that is a solid flame of light. Call it the spark of God. Call it the Christ presence. Call it the divine essence or infinite life that is always alive within us. And I believe that it is by the choices that we make. The choices that we make every day either adds to this inner flame or it diminishes it. You know, it either adds to this inner flame and stokes it, makes it stronger, makes it more visible, or diminishes that flame, reducing the power. But the power is always there. You know, we have all seen people who have that inner flame ignited, filled with passion, filled with enthusiasm, filled with life, you know? The great mystics, Meiser Eckhart, Teresa of Avila, St. Francis, Hildegard of Bingen. One of my favorite quotes is from Hildegard. And she said, "May the Holy Spirit enkindle you with the fire of her love so that you may preserve unfailingly in the service of her love." So if we don't pay attention to that light and stoke it with our own awareness, stay conscious of it, it gets dimmer. The power itself doesn't diminish. But by our choices, our access to that power can get weaker. I know you know what I'm talking about. So our job is to stay anchored in our core, in that flame, in that light. And what a beautiful time to do that is when we are in meditation. Whether we have lit the candle outside or we light the candle within, it's a beautiful opportunity to stoke that fire within. So I have this favorite author. Her name is Debbie Ford. You may have heard of her. And I think I did some of her work when I was here, The Shadow Effect. Do you all remember if I did that here? Yeah, The Shadow Effect, really powerful. She wrote that book with Marianne Williamson and Deepak Chopra. But in another one of her books, the one I want to talk about today, was called The Right Questions. And Anne's going to give you a little handout. But I don't want you to look at it yet. You know, just hold it in your hands. Don't look down. I'm taking numbers. But in her book, she asks great questions to help us stay anchored, to help us clarify our thinking and support us in making choices that are for our highest and greatest good. Our best interest questions, our greatest good. And the questions that she asks assist us in keeping our flame ignited. Keep it strong, questions that help us stay awake. So the first question is, will this choice propel me toward an inspiring future or keep me stuck in the past? Great question. You know, are we moving forward or are we moving backward? You know, the moment we ask this question, our eyes open, you know, our ears open, our minds and our hearts open, we become conscious and we get off autopilot. You know, I believe that most of us know when we're headed in the wrong direction. Don't you think? Especially looking out here, we're all about the same age. I mean, I'm sure there are some younger people here, but, you know, we're all kind of sages here. We're all wisdom keepers, no matter what age. But have you ever felt that inner nudge? You know, have you ever felt it like when you knew you were going in the wrong direction? You've got to pay attention to that. When things don't feel right, know that you can make another choice. You know, I mean, that's as simple as that. You have the power. We all have the power to choose again. And that new choice might just take us in the direction we really want to go, you know? So it's pay attention. Question, you know, is really good for me because I'm a gal of the 70s, you know? I'm that kind of gal, you know, I'm the era of self-gratification, instant self-gratification. Do we really want, or me, I'll ask the question, do I really want that hot fudge sundae, you know, with whipped cream and a cherry on top? You know, do I really want that? What do I really want? What do I really want? The deeper question is, do I really want more sweetness in my life? Wow. And this question asks us to look at our addictions, compulsions, cravings, the cravings in our lives. Do we really want, what do we really want? You know, I was in spiritual direction. Some of you may know that path. It's a beautiful path of asking questions and being a pilgrim on our spiritual path with somebody that supports us and, you know, encourages us. And so when I was in Chicago, I had a spiritual director for like over 10 years. And she was an ex-Catholic nun, and she was married to an ex-Catholic priest. They were a really interesting couple. And they ran a spiritual direction center in Chicago where I lived called Inner Mission. Great title for, you know, spiritual therapy. Well, I sat with her. I tried to do it every week for 10 years. And our sessions consisted of her asking me questions. That was just about all we did. Was she would ask me questions and we would sit while I even received an answer, or I just sat with the question. And she always asked me the right questions. You know, during that time when I was with her, I was making a decision whether to leave the airlines. I was with Delta Airlines at the time, or go to ministerial school. That was the question I had, you know, rolling around in my mind. And I was already working part-time at my church in Chicago, Fox Valley Unity, and I was flying as a flight attendant for Delta at the same time. So working at the church and flying. And during the more stressful times, because that was kind of stressful, you know, it was a lot of work, good work, but a lot and stressful. And I don't know how many times I said, you know, I just want to run away. You know, I just want to run away to the beach. You ever felt that way? You just want to run away to the ocean. And Grace, my spiritual director, she would always ask me the question, Marcia, where is the ocean in you are being drawn to? Where is the ocean in you? Whoa. Oh, so Marianne Williamson has this great quote, a description of the place where I wanted to run away to. There is within every person a veiled oceanic awareness that we are all much bigger than the small-minded personas we normally display. The expansion into this larger self for the individual and the species is the meaning of human evolution and the dynamic and dramatic challenge of this most historic time. The right questions can help us wake up and stay awake and get off autopilot and get real. So the third question is, will this choice add to my life force or will it rob me of my energy? Another great question. Each day we are faced with a multitude of choices. Holy moly. Really, only we can decide what to eat, how much we rest, how much exercise we need. The choices that we make for our bodies can either strengthen or deplete our energy. Duh, So our thoughts, what are the thoughts that are being held in mind? I love this. This is unity. This is new thought, the law of attraction, the law of mind action. What are the thoughts that we're holding in mind? This is Unity 101. And this is the third principle of our unity teachings. What are we holding in consciousness? What are we choosing to focus on in our daily lives? And it came to me, what am I focusing on right now? COVID or a cure? What am I focusing on? Regret begets regret. Resentment begets resentment. Criticism, and so on and so forth. Fear begets fear. But on the other hand, love begets love. Joy begets joy, and peace and happiness and sweetness and beauty. Are we focusing on what we really want? Or are we focusing on what we don't want? The law of attraction works all the time. No exceptions, We are what we think. And what we focus on becomes our reality, period. The fourth question, will I use this situation as a catalyst to grow and evolve? Or will I use it to beat myself up? What a great question, Great question. How does this keep our inner flame strong and alive and vibrant? As human beings, we have the ability to interpret each event that takes place in our lives. We are blessed with this most precious gift called free will. Free Willie, free Marcia, free Anne, free will. Free will provides us with the power to choose how we deal with every experience. Free will enables us to use the events of our lives to grow and evolve or to beat ourselves up. We always have a choice. We're either a victim or a victor. We're either a slave or we're the master of our lives. The question remains, a really important question. It reminds me of Edison. I know you all heard the story about Edison and his inventions and how many hundreds of failures he had before he created the light bulb. He didn't beat himself up. He may have, but yes, we could say that he had 100 successes instead of 100 failures. It's all the way we look at life. And I look at my own life, my own story, a marriage of 24 years. I could call that relationship a failure. I could call that relationship, that divorce, a reason to beat myself up. But I choose to see it as that marriage was a catalyst for me to grow, to grow and evolve. I learned so much about myself, and I continue to learn so much about myself because of that marriage and Bob McCartney, my husband, and I learned that there is a time to move on. There's a time to move on. There's no regrets. There's no resentments. And it reminds me of a Jimmy Buffett song. Did you ever hear the song, Breathe In, Breathe Out, Move On? Well, the lyrics go, if a hurricane doesn't leave you dead, it will make you strong. Don't try to explain, just nod your head, breathe in, breathe out, move on. Finally, one of the most powerful questions that we can ask is, am I choosing to act from my divinity, or am I choosing to act from my humanity? And this question carries with it the power to shift our entire life. It's asking us to embrace our humanity with the higher vibration of love. That fire that Teilhard de Chardin and Hildegard of Bingen were speaking of. This question is asking us to make the choice to live in faith and trust that everything is working out just the way it should. It's always working out for our best interest, even though it might not seem like it at the moment. Hurricane, earthquake, fire. It's asking us to choose to believe that we have everything we need, including enough time, enough energy, enough money right now. It's asking us to live in the flow of life rather than struggling. Lay back, float, to trust the divine order in all things, no matter what. It's asking us to remember, to make the choice to remember who we are in every moment, the light of the world, co-creators with infinite life. You and I, each one of us, were made for this. We were made for this time, right now. And something magical happens when we allow our divine selves to guide us. So I ask you another question. This is not on the sheet, but where is your guidance coming from? Is it coming from CNN, FOX, or that still small voice within? It's a great question. Something magical, We begin to look for opportunities to serve the greater good. We begin to look through the eyes of of our divinity. We see good everywhere. We see love everywhere. We see light everywhere, you know. We begin to live extraordinary lives. An extraordinary person is an ordinary person that makes extraordinary choices. And so each of us has extraordinary potential to keep the flame alive within ourselves and our community and our family and our neighborhoods. You know, we have an extraordinary opportunity right now. You know, the promise of the flower lies in every seed. I love that saying. And the promise of the oak tree lies in every acorn. So within each and every single one of us lies the ability to lead extraordinary lives. Don't let anybody ever tell you different. Each one of us has the light of the world, the light of the universe within us. And so it is our opportunity and a divine gift to recognize that in ourselves and others and keep that light alive. There is this wonderful thing that we say in unity, and I think it's the Sanskrit word, namaste. But that simple word really is my whole talk. The light within me bows to, honors the light within you. We are the light of the world. We came here for this. Namaste. Namaste. And so Kathy and I talked this week about a possibility. So she's going to share a song right now that I mentioned in my talk.
Marcia asked me if I knew this song by Jimmy Buffett. Breathe in, breathe out, move on. And I didn't know it, but I love Jimmy. I actually saw him live here at UF back when the concerts were held in the Florida gym. And he just has a really sweet spirit. He's got a good heart. He's a very talented guy, and I like him. I really like this song too. So the version I saw on YouTube was being done for hurricane relief benefit concert. Bought a cheap watch from a crazy man, folding down canal. It doesn't use numbers or moving hands. It always says just now. Now you may be thinking that I was had, but this watch is never wrong. And if I have trouble, the warranty said, breathe in, breathe out, move on. And it rained. It was nothing really new. And it blew. We've seen all that before. And it poured. The earth began to strain. Pontchartrain leaking through the door. Tides at war. If a hurricane doesn't leave you dead, it will make you strong. Don't try to explain it, just nod your head. Breathe in, breathe out, move on. And it rained. It was nothing really new. And it blew. We've seen all that before. And it poured. The earth began to strain. Launch a train buried the ninth floor to the second floor. According to my watch, the time is now. Past is dead. Breathe in, breathe out, move on.
Didn't I tell you about these two and the magic? Oh my goodness. Oh, thank you, Kathy. Thank you, Marcia. Thank you, all of us. So now is the time when we get to give back. We received so much just in this last 50 minutes. So there are lots of ways to give back. There's some baskets by the door. We don't pass through with a collection at this point. You can give online. You can send your donation, your tithe in the mail, and we really appreciate the support for the church. So let's hold our offering, our tithe, vibrationally in our heart, and repeat our affirmation of giving in together. Divine love expressing through me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And is Miss Wynn here with the children? Talk about vibrational children.
Good morning. Well, if I had fatter children today, we were going to do something that ties right in with what Marcia's been sharing this morning, and Kathy. When a bird sits in a tree, it isn't afraid that the branch is going to break because it trusts its wings. So we were going to talk about how we would believe in ourselves and the one that gives us wings. Amazing, amazing. Yeah. So let's bless these children and the children they symbolize, the children of unity, the children of the world. Let's rub our hands together, get some energy going, and say our blessing for the children. Children, we love you, we bless you, we appreciate you, and
We see you doing wondrous things.
we behold the Christ with you, and we see you doing wondrous things.
Love you, we love you,
We love you. Great. So now we're going to do the peace song and the prayer of protection, and we're going to not really touch, but we're going to vibrationally connect solidly, right?
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as greater, family strong and peace eternal. And there be peace on earth, and let me go with thee. Now for the prayer protection. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. And the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. All is swell. Oh, hello.